Welcome, everyone. I'm honored to be your host today. My name is April J. Ford. I'm an author of the bestsellers You Are Not Alone and Chase the Challenge and Conquer. I'm also a purpose-driven entrepreneur and philanthropist, but some just call me the alchemist of adversity. My latest publication, titled You Are Not Alone, How to Rise Above Life's Challenges with Grace, Gratitude, Love, and Joy, dedicated the proceeds to the nonprofit G.I.F.T. Since it was just released, and I'm grateful and proud to say it became a bestseller in 1 hour, #1 on its debut day, I'll be hosting a series of shows highlighting some of the experts and topics mentioned in this publication. You'll have access to these experts from various fields that have helped me transition from tragedy to triumph, from health and wellness, parenting, success in business, love and relationships, spirituality, and more. All the time that I invested in research, seeking and learning from top mentors, coaches, healers, and teachers, and the amount of financial investment I've put into it, I'll be bringing them here for you to share the knowledge. So make sure you take out, a good pen and some notes. This is all valued, thousands of dollars in priceless knowledge. And I want to share just a little bit of what the book is and see if it's really for you. If you answer yes to any of these questions, and here's a snapshot from the introduction. Was there ever a time when you felt you were overcompensating for your dreams, your values, your health, or more, only to realize the outcome of these compromises led to stress, weight gain, anxiety, fear, or even depression? Maybe you put everyone else's needs before your own and discovered this compromise led you to feel alone. Have you been suffering in silence but don't know why? Has life presented you with a challenge that has left you feeling alone as you try to navigate where you're supposed to go? If you said yes to any of this, you are not alone. With all the roles we women play as a wife, a mother, a sister, career climber, entrepreneur, and many more responsibilities with other titles, we run the risk of ignoring or diluting our health and wellness, our spirituality, our parenting, our love and relationships, our happiness, and our success until these elements are disrupted or even eventually destroyed. To find out more about my work, you can go to either www.joysofyah.com, or if you'd like to get involved with helping G.I.F.T, the nonprofit for widows and abused women and youth, you can go to www.joysgift.org. So getting to today's show, the purpose of Journey to Success is to interview people who are making a difference in the world and to help encourage and inspire others to do the same with their lives. Today's focus is on health and wellness. My guest today is Amy Wootton. Amy is a founder and CEO of WellCore Network, is a certified aromatherapist and wellness coach. She is a well-known within her community as a business entrepreneur, networker, wellness educator, and visionary. Her organization, WellCore Network, has created to advance the traditional model of healthcare into a more preventative model of wellness care, bringing balance to all aspects of health. Amy's many passions in life include teaching advanced wellness methods and specialized business practices. She teaches wellness providers how to utilize biofeedback technology, which enables providers to help clients make better wellness choices. Her favorite wellness choice is to use the Young Living essential oils, which she feels are a beautiful way to bring balance to the human body. Wellness providers often forget how important business management is. Her specialized support includes consulting on social media, networking, and time management. Welcome to Journey to Success, Amy. Glad to have you with us. How are you today?
Thank you, April. I sure appreciate being welcome to your show. You are an amazing woman. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm honored to bring you on with, all the knowledge and experience that I have learned from you. Now, although I briefly explained in You're Not Alone, the biofeedback scans that I've done, can you maybe explain to our listeners without, the complexities of, first of all, what is it and why is it important to us, and why should we even look into it?
Yeah, certainly. Biofeedback is basically just that. It is biological feedback. Our bodies give off this, feedback that is able to be recorded or measured in several different ways. And one of the ways that our network, WellCore Network, and our providers in WellCore Network use this measurement is through using Zyto biofeedback technology. And what it does is the client will have their hand put on a hand cradle that uses galvanic skin response. It's basically, a device that can read this biofeedback, these levels of responses. After sending maybe a digitized, stimulus to the body then reacts to that stimulus in either, an out of balance fashion or an in balance fashion. And so this software records these responses and then puts out a report, based on the feedback of, different things in the body. For example, the organs, the glands, teeth, meridians, and vertebra. And it can also measure recorded responses, biological responses to supplements or even therapies or essential oils. And so it's a wonderful tool to help, providers and clients work together to make better decisions for their wellness choices.
Right. And for our listeners out there who are, are touching upon this topic for the very first time, I don't want you guys to feel intimidated or scared. This is non-invasive. Like Amy explained, you just put your hand on a cradle and it sends, like you said, the responses to your body. So it's totally harmless and not painful at all, because I've done several on my journey of wellness and healing. I think it's important to emphasize that we, as a human body, but internally we're really energetic bodies that affect everything, our mind, body, and soul, every dynamic, whether it relates to our business or personal. I think without our health, we're nothing without our health, and it's good to have tools that are available to us to be able to access the different internal workings of our body.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that, biofeedback, kind of gives us a method to check in with the body and see what the body really has to say about, about these different things. It's pretty fantastic. And as you say, if you just rest your hand on a cradle, you don't really feel anything, but you're receiving that feedback through, through the hand cradle. It's really pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, what after the process is done, it's fairly quick, 30 to 45 minutes. What can they expect after the scan? Can you explain that from the report?
Yeah, so generally the report that comes out gives you a synopsis of, what's happening in the body, and then the provider and the client kind of goes through that report looking at the responses that the body gave in the way of supplements, therapies, essential oil preferences. It sorts it into, the most preferred biological, preferences, and suggests, a protocol, suggests, some things to work with, use for about 30 days, and then check back with the body by getting another scan, maybe within about 30 days to 30 to 60 days, and see how the body progresses after using these, what we call balancers, these supplements, the oils, balancers, bringing the energy back into balance.
Now, within the Zyto biofeedback scan, how many modalities does it encompass when it's going through the scans? And it recommends, like you said, if it's a supplement or different, energy therapies, how many does it encompass for you to choose from?
Right. Well, as far as therapies go, for example, chiropractic, aromatherapy, massage, those types of wellness modalities, it's got 200 plus, different types of therapies that we can ask the body, using this digital, feedback method. What is the biological preference for those therapies? It does the same type of thing with supplements, as well. So and there's about 150 different supplement libraries in the software that a provider can, use to check with the body. Perhaps the provider works with standard process or Young Living essential oils, and they want to check to see which one would be most biologically preferred for the client.
Right. Okay. Now, how would people know if, this is for them to explore and try out versus other modalities in health and wellness? And also, I do want to mention, again, this is not a specific an endorsement of Zyto, although I mentioned Zyto scan in the book, You Are Not Alone. But I've also personally done other scans, such as Bio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Quantum. But I just really want to really encourage people to expand their awareness and knowledge of what's really available out there. I'm not a doctor and I can't make any medical claims, but what I can share are some remarkable experiences and results on my end, and even miraculous results, such as my friend's husband, who was completely cured from cancer just pursuing these types of wellness modalities. So again, the question, Amy, is, how would people know if this is the route that they should research or explore for them?
Well, really, it's a simple way to, it's a simple and quick way to ask the body how's it reacting, how is it responding to stimulus, and when I talk about quick, I'm talking it can be anywhere from 6 minutes to run a scan, all the way up to 45 minutes, depending on how in depth you want to do. You want to do some, work on, what is the body feeling about these different things they can check. So it's a simple to do. It's very quick. It's a cheap way to, it's a very effective way to do it for relatively little money, anywhere from $20 to $50 for a 45-minute scan to do this. Mm-hmm. So it's just a fantastic, option to do some investigation on what's going on in the body.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. If this is something new to you, or you're just exploring the wellness modalities, you're not really sure which modality to pursue, if it's chiropractic or aromatherapy or energy healing, sound therapy, this would be a good entry point and introductory, since, the cost is very reasonable. The time it takes, it's 30 to 40, 45 minutes, and as well, it's simple, quick, and easy, and it broadens the scope of what people may further pursue. Again, really, we're entertaining this conversation. Again, it's the purpose of sharing these modalities to, again, expand everybody's awareness and encourage them to explore for themselves as they integrate with their lifestyle, as opposed to just resorting to the traditional methods that's taught, in Western society. And other methods of wellness I've personally benefited from, I've also, like mentioned in the book, whether it relates to doing a foot detox, the infrared body wrap, the salt scrub, cleansing, crystal therapy, sound therapy, body talk, the list can go on and on. But just to share a quick story, years ago when I wasn't educated in this area, I went on a spiritual retreat, and during the spiritual retreat, we had to do basically a spa day or a timeout where you do cleansing before you go meditate and pray. And my perception, I told my coach and mentor at the time, and she was probably smiling and laughing at me internally. I told her, I'm not here to do a girl's day out for this spa nonsense. Even though I like to do the spa day, I came here to really work and meditate and to do all that. But as I went through the process, and being a scientific left brain of mine, I looked into even the ingredients that we're using with the salt scrubs, and when you're doing the foot detox or whatnot, it's really removing toxins within your body, and those toxins can create an imbalance energetically, and it affects your emotions, it affects your physical energy, your state of mind. So I began to really dig deep into other modalities and really see, wow, there's really a method to the madness here, and it's not just, we weren't just there to have just a spa day timeout kind of thing. There was meaning to the modalities.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you, Amy, what motivated you to pursue the path of aromatherapy and using essential oils? I mean, as we know, essential oils date back to, biblical days and has meaning in that as well.
Yes, yes. Oh, they're absolutely wonderful. Actually, they've been around for thousands of years, and have been used for therapeutic purposes. And it's now starting to come back slowly but surely into today's society. I was introduced to the essential oils by a massage therapist, and she was, I was struggling a little bit with some menstrual cramps and things, and she recommended an oil to use. Just to see if that would help, calm the cramping down a little bit. And I really enjoyed using it. They smell wonderful. They truly are, a wonderful way to bring balance to the human body. And I took, some aromatherapy training. I actually am a certified aromatherapist. And when I did that, I was really intrigued by the science behind this, really getting down to cellular levels, working with, so many so many things in the body. It's just, it's a beautiful way. It's a wonderful, aroma. It's a beautiful way to work on bringing balance to the human body. There's a lot of writing, materials on what specific oils you use for certain things and so on. I so much appreciate the essential oils being a part of my life.
Great, great. Yeah, you seem, really passionate with it when you're explaining it. So I know that's one of your passions in helping educate others. Now let's give our listeners some examples of, maybe some typical daily uses that people can use the essential oils that can replace instead of resorting to what they commonly, like their go-to item. Just to share one example, when I used to live in Northern California, there in the Valley, and my daughter, she was 8 or 9 at the time, she had allergies. And instead of me resorting to, the over-the-counter medication, I took your advice of the organic local honey and just putting a drop of lavender and, using that as an alternative. But also let's give our listeners, Amy, what are some other ways, if it's medical or even household products, what are some common oils that they can replace and use instead?
Right. Yes. Well, let's see. Peppermint is a good example. Is commonly used for digestive upset to help calm that down. But using just a little drop of the peppermint essential oil does wonders in calming the tummy upsets down. Putting a little drop on your finger and then touching it to your tongue and swallowing will help. Putting only genuine, authentic grade therapeutic essential oils can be taken internally, but this peppermint essential oil, if you're getting a grade like that, I work with Young Living. If you put a little drop of the peppermint in a capsule, that can also help with tummy upset. Another thing that people will commonly use is lemon essential oil, which actually comes from the rind of the lemon, not the lemon juice. And it's a super benefit, adding a little drop into your daily glass of water, and it does a lot of cleanup work in the body. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And also cleaning. I mean, I've used the oils for cleaning.
Yep.
Yep.
Putting a lemon drop on a paper towel, wetting it a little bit, and wiping the counters down. It's beautiful aroma, and it also is very disinfecting. So it's a lovely combination of the oils to work with.
Okay, so we've got the peppermint for digestion, lemon to alkalize in your water, also cleaning. What are some other of your favorites? I mean, these are all common things that maybe people wouldn't recognize. They're like, oh yeah, I could use that. I've done that.
Well, there's a blend that I really like, Valor. It kind of does what the name of the oil is saying. Valor is for strength and courage, but really what that's all about is it's a blend of essential oils that have similar or same frequency to bone, muscles, and ligaments. So it's when using that essential oil combination, the blend, it's very grounding. And so a lot of people will use that to kind of gain, like a sense of, calm and peace and comfort, like a strengthening feel. It's a wonderful blend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my secrets when I'm, getting ready to speak, like going on stage. I'll use the RC oil and the Valor to, like you said, bring grounding and strength before I go out there and speak my message. So that's one of my backstage secrets before I step out and grab the mic.
That's excellent.
Valor, yeah. I have the Valor, the backstage, inhaling that.
Amazing.
People have
That's
their own
wonderful.
rituals. Yeah, people have their own rituals. That's one of my secrets.
Exactly. Yeah, that's wonderful. I love Valor. RC is amazing oil as well. It's got, a blend of eucalyptus and some other oils in there. It's, great for, keeping the lungs clear and, calm and, good for, breathing that in a little bit before doing a presentation or a lecture.
Yeah, and it's good that you mentioned what should people look out for. There's oils that you should and should not consume, and also the grade. Tell us about, how do they, because it's kind of like olive oil, right? There's good grade, mid-grade. How do you know if it's a high-quality grade?
Well, a lot of the oils that are mass-produced and commonly found in grocery stores are more of a perfume-style grade. You really kind of, to do it for therapeutic purposes, you really kind of have to know where your oils are coming from, how they're distilled, harvested, from the plant and whatnot. It's really a lengthy process to discover what is truly considered a therapeutic essential oil. Some of the oils that you can get in the stores or over the counters, unfortunately, can be extended with something, blended with something that is maybe a preservative. It's not really healthy to be using that for therapeutic purposes. But it's still a nice aroma. Per se, but I just really enjoy working with the oils. I mean, for aroma for sure, but really because they smell so wonderful, I choose to use something that I can actually get some therapeutic benefits from.
Benefits, right? Yeah. Okay. Now tell us more about WellCore Network.
Well, WellCore Network is basically a family network of wellness providers. We are, in the wellness field, both for people and for pets. And we're fast growing. We are about 1.5 years in existence, and we have some amazing providers in the network already. I learned so much from all of them, and I'm super blessed to be able to actually connect with each one of them. Our mission is to connect our providers in this global network per se, but in a family environment, something where we all feel like very close to each other and can support each other in that way. Our providers obviously are much happier when they're well taken care of, and this affects their client experience. We want everybody to really feel in touch with wellness and in touch with the person that they're working with. And so, we're about bringing balance to all aspects of health, and so we just want to share and spread the word about, true health and wellness, what that's all about.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Now, when you say connecting the providers now, would it be the traditional Western medical providers, or are you blending, East and West with, non-traditional modalities as it encompasses wellness? Like, what type of providers can they find on your network?
Well, a lot of our providers are I would say, a little bit, mostly, I would say, Eastern, modalities, Eastern versus Western. But, our path really is to connect Eastern and Western because there's a lot of people in the Western field who truly acknowledge and truly love the alternative methods as well, and they teach that. And so we want to bring this concept together that, wellness first is the best choice if you have that time and route to take. Certainly we want to support all of the emergency medicines and the Western ways of healing us if there is a true need for it. But we've got to bring it back to balance. We need to look at wellness as how can we heal the body from within first. Do a lot of investigate, work with our providers, learn how that really is all about.
Right. And I like your model of basically bridging the two philosophies of West and ease, because there are benefits to both. And if we have, you know, two worlds working together with each one's talents, and it will only benefit the client or the person itself.
Absolutely. It really brings the client, the aspect of really having all the cards on the table, seeing the whole picture of, what health is all about, and really being able to, make the best decisions they can.
Right. And I'm excited to share that, Joy's Gift is in the process of exploring ideas on how we can be collaborative, because health and wellness is a big portion of how to help, the women who are experiencing loss or abuse to get back on their feet when they're experiencing tragedy. It's great that we can mentor and show them, life skills or financial literacy, mentoring and coaching, business development, but the entry point to get to all those other pillars of life is first health and wellness. You've got to be able to get yourself back, together holistically, taking that holistic approach. And like I said, I'm so honored and great that Joy's Gift and WellCore Network is entertaining the idea of collaborating, and we'll look forward to announcing that in the future.
Yeah, thank you for that. I look forward to working with you all as well, and I think it's a major benefit for what your organization is doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you. So before we close out, Amy, again, I appreciate your time here on Journey to Success. If you could leave, some last minute wisdom for our listeners, or again, mention your website before we go. Where should they go to explore some of these modalities that we mentioned and technologies, or maybe even working with you and your system? Where should they go, and any last minute tips?
Well, yeah, certainly. My phone number is actually available to everyone if you want to, talk with me directly. I'm happy to, get a sense for, talk with you, feel what it is that you might be looking for, and try to give you some suggestions on what wellness modalities to try out, to look into. And our information is found at wellcorenetwork.com. That's WELLCORE network.com. And what you can do, just to kind of look around there on the website, one thing you can do is click on the provider tab, and you can search by city or state. You can search just by typing in keywords. If you were interested in doing a biofeedback scan, you would just type in Zyto, which is the name of the technology, Z as in zebra, YTO, and then just hit a space and put maybe, chiropractic or massage, and see if you can find a provider that works with, the wellness modality you're interested in, as well as the biofeedback. So that's kind of, and then of course look into our articles and events and classes, and a lot of our providers put on free classes. So have fun, take a look.
Right, and I know you currently, you said you've been in existence for about 1.5 years with WellCore Network. Are you looking to expand in other states or areas? I mean, where should providers go to find out more information and joining your network? How do they do that?
Definitely. We are trying to become a global network. We have a number of, providers that we've projected we may be up to sometime in the middle of next year. We're looking to, expand. Anybody who's in the wellness field who would like to participate with us, become part of the family, certainly go to wellcorenetwork.com. At the top right of our website is a section for the providers that talks about provider information, and there's an application there that it says Join WellCore Network, and then the provider and I get a chance to, talk with each other, get to know each other a little bit, and then we welcome them to the family and get them connected to us.
Okay. Great. Well, do they have to be a Zyto provider to
no.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely not. No, if they're in the wellness field, in any field, there's no requirement to join other than just, hey, are you properly educated, certified, licensed in your wellness field, So, certainly a lot of our providers are interested in working with biofeedback, and if that's the case, we can offer training to implement that into their practice. And a lot of our providers work with essential oils, and if that's something that you are interested in as a provider working with, adding to your practice, which is a beautiful way to connect with your clients, we offer training in that as well. But none of that is required. They're just, additional tools, if you're interested in working with them.
Okay. And what are some of the providers you have now that are existent within your network? Like you mentioned, chiropractors or aromatherapists.
We have
there's a broader range.
Yeah, we have several naturopathic doctors. We have a lot of people who do Reiki, craniosacral therapy. We have counselors. Yeah. There's a whole host of different therapies.
Okay, great. All right, Journey to Success listeners, that's our show today with Amy Wootton with WellCore Network. And to get your copy of You're Not Alone, as we mentioned some of these modalities in there, it's available on Amazon.com. And I'll leave you with this. With what I have learned since my late husband's passing with these other modalities, it would have at least given him a better chance of surviving if we had known. So I encourage and inspire you to at least entertain the thought of expanding your awareness. Until next time, I'm April J. Ford. Remember to share and spread your joys and blessings. Bye for now.